in terms of applications, especially clinically and also public health wise, migraine is a condition that is diagnosed by self-report. So, patient report, it requires a skilled interviewer and also a diagnostician, and as well as like a reliable patient that can tell you the number of headache attacks, when it started. There are several criteria, how long it lasted, and the frequency of the headache attacks during a week, a month, and also it requires a recall memory of, for the last 3 months, how many times did you have, and even a lifetime sometimes. So this is quite tough, and it can lead to under-diagnosis, misdiagnosis, and which can lead to a subsequent under-treatment and mistreatment. So, but if we have some kind of biomarker, especially a peripheral biomarker from serum, that can quickly identify, someone or support that patient reported history. This is someone who has, a reliable history of migraine. Then, that will help in validating the diagnosis of migraine. And also, like, in terms of predicting some of the molecules, the proteins we found changed as the chronic migraine patients reverted to episodic migraine, or when they persisted to have chronic migraine. So that will also tell us, we can predict management when we start some kind of intervention, and so that we can use them as a kind of prognostic biomarkers or predictive biomarkers. And at the same time, we can also use this kind of techniques and biomarkers for clinical trials, which is very important in, at the baseline when we enroll patients. First, we can really have a clean phenotype of, biomarker-based headache classification. In addition to that, we can have an efficient clinical trial where we know, like, if a responder, if we find a biomarker that correlates to a responder patient, then we only recruit those type of patients at baseline, so that we don't need to waste time by recruiting someone we know who is not a responder, or who is a non-responder at baseline based on that biomarker. So biomarker-driven clinical trials is another clinical application and research application for this kind of research. In addition, biomarkers are very important. They can help, once we understand the molecules underlying the differences in these patient groups, then we can also run, it could be enzyme inhibitors, or we can target a pathway to block the expression of that specific protein, and hopefully eventually reduce the headache burden. So this can lead to a drug discovery, kind of biomarker-driven drug discovery. So these are the areas, in short, where this kind of research can be applicable.